Story of Inspiration. Cain and Abel. By Masood Saeed. The 13th of August, 2023. Certainly, there is an Islamic version of the story of Cain and Abel, also known as Qabil and Habil. In the earliest days after the creation of Adam, peace and blessing be upon him, and Eve, they were blessed with two sons, Cain also known as Qabil, and Abel also known as Habil. Adam, peace and blessing be upon him, was a prophet and taught his sons the way of righteousness and worship. He instructed them to offer sacrifices to Allah as an act of gratitude and devotion. Cain was a farmer, and he offered fruits and vegetables as his sacrifice. Abel was a shepherd, and he offered the best of his flock. Allah accepted Abel's offering due to his sincerity and righteousness, but Cain's offering was not accepted because of his lack of sincerity and jealousy. Cain's heart was consumed with envy and resentment towards Abel. He was filled with arrogance and anger because his sacrifice was not accepted. Allah, in his infinite wisdom, advised Cain to control his negative feelings and strive to do better, saying, "If you do well, you will not be rejected. But if you do wrong, sin lies at the door." Despite Allah's counsel, Cain's jealousy grew stronger and eventually led him to commit a terrible act. One day, while they were both in the fields, Cain confronted Abel and, acting out of jealousy, struck him with a rock, killing him. The act of murder was unprecedented and deeply sinful, as it violated the sanctity of human life. After committing this heinous crime, Cain was overwhelmed with guilt and remorse. He realized the enormity of his sin and the gravity of taking an innocent life. Allah sent a crow to teach Cain a lesson on how to bury the body of his brother, as he had never seen death before. The crow scratched the earth to bury another crow, teaching Cain the necessary method. Cain's heart was heavy with sorrow and repentance. He begged Allah for forgiveness and mercy, acknowledging his grave mistake. Allah, in his infinite mercy, accepted Cain's repentance, demonstrating that sincere remorse and repentance can lead to forgiveness, even for the most heinous sins. The story of Cain and Abel serves as a profound lesson about the dangers of jealousy, envy, and uncontrolled anger. It also highlights the importance of sincerity in worship and the significance of repentance. The story teaches us that Allah is always willing to forgive those who genuinely seek His forgiveness and make amends for their wrongdoings. May we all learn from the story of Cain and Abel and strive to lead lives of righteousness, compassion, and humility. Poem of Inspiration. Cain and Abel. By Masood Saeed. The 13th of August, 2023. In the days of old, a tale unfolds, of brothers, two, their paths untold. Qabil and Habil, also known as Cain and Abel, their names we know, in the annals of time, their story does grow. Sons of Adam, peace and blessing be upon him, they were, divinely led, with lessons of worship, their hearts were fed. Guided by a prophet father's wise decree, they offered sacrifices, hearts pure and free. Cain, the farmer, his fruits did bring, a gift of his labor, an earthly offering. But envy's flame, a poison seed, took root in his heart, a deadly creed. Abel, the shepherd, with his flock so dear, presented his best, his heart sincere. Allah accepted his sacrifice true, for in his devotion, his pleasure grew. Jealousy brewed in Cain's soul, his heart turned dark, beyond control. Allah's counsel he did ignore, and jealousy's grip, his heart did gore. In a field of green, their paths did cross, Cain's envy and anger a tempestuous toss. With a rock in his hand, his brother he slew, a life was taken, innocence withdrew. Guilt and remorse, like a torrential flood, Cain's soul was stained with the deepest mud. A crow was sent, a lesson to impart, in burying death, it played its part. Cain saw death, in its cold embrace, and learned the sorrow of life's final place. His heart bowed low, his knees did bend, seeking Allah's grace, his soul to mend. Repentance sincere, like a beacon's light, shone through the darkness of that fateful night. Allah's mercy embraced the broken soul, forgiveness granted, once again made whole. The tale of Cain and Abel, profound and deep, a lesson for humanity, in every soul to seep. Jealous is poison, repentance is balm, in this story, find wisdom's calming psalm. May we learn from their journey, their rise and fall, to heed the divine lessons, to answer the call. To shun envy's path, embrace mercy's embrace, and walk in the light of Allah's endless grace. Quote of Inspiration. Cain and Abel. By Masood Saeed. The 13th of August, 2023. In the tale of Cain and Abel, jealousy's poison seeps, but from remorse's depths, redemption's secret weeps. A lesson etched in time, sincerity's power unfurls, and even in darkness, Allah's mercy transforms our world.